The man spent 10 years in prison. When he came home, he discovered that the house his mother left him had been taken by the neighbors. He wanted to get the house back, but was met with the neighbors' accusations. Facing their unreasonable accusations, he could no longer hold back his anger. He immediately slapped the neighbor. But what he did only made the neighbor even angrier. To teach him a lesson, she quickly called her husband over and falsely claimed the man was trying to kill her. When her husband heard what happened, he tried to beat the man up, but he realized he was no match for him at all. Even when he pulled out a knife, the man knocked it out of his hand with ease. Seeing the tough, intimidating man in front of her, the neighbor, afraid she might get hurt, immediately called the police, claiming a prisoner had escaped and was attacking people. Hearing their false accusations, the man didn't bother to explain. When the police arrived, he simply showed his release papers. But to his surprise, the officers didn't care about the documents at all. They immediately scolded him for hitting someone and tried to take him back to prison. Staring at the arrogant officers, he widened his eyes in shock, unable to believe they would actually do this. What he didn't know was that the neighbors who took his house were well-known local criminals that nobody dared to mess with. Not knowing any of this, he still wanted to give them another chance. So he asked the neighbors whether they were willing to move out now, but they refused again. Just as he was about to handle it himself, the very next second, a police car pulled up beside them, and the chief of police got out of the car. After hearing what had happened, the chief didn't criticize the man right away. Instead, he first confirmed who the man was. When he saw which prison the man came from, the chief froze in shock, because that prison only held the worst, most dangerous criminals, and anyone who walked out of there must have made major contributions to the country. Seeing the officers still blaming the man, the chief grew irritated, but he didn't expose their bribery on the spot. He simply asked the neighbors again whether they had a legal transfer document. Seeing this, they realized they couldn't bribe the chief, so they produced a house transfer contract with the mother's signature. But with just one glance, he knew it was fake. Because before his mother died, she left him a letter, and the handwriting in that letter was completely different from the signature on the contract. Realizing they'd been exposed, the neighbors confessed everything, saying that after his mother died, they forged the documents to steal the house. Afraid he might take revenge, they hurriedly begged him to forgive them. Looking at the shameless couple, the man felt deeply irritated, but he didn't continue arguing. He simply told them to move out of his house immediately. Seeing this, they rushed back, packed up, and left. He thought everything was finally over, but the next day, he learned from the neighbor's grandmother that the person who arranged his mother's funeral was a beautiful woman he didn't know. This made him fall deep into thought. He had no idea who she was. What he didn't know was that this woman was actually his girlfriend from before he went to prison. But everything started 5 years earlier. Back then, he was an investor for the top financial group. But because he was framed by business rivals, he was sent to prison. When he thought his whole life was over, he met a teacher in prison. This teacher was once the world champion in martial arts. Because he accidentally